So I was thinking about making a what I eat in a week video, but then I kind of realized that I've been eating pretty much the same 3-4 meals on rotation for the past 2 months. Like I said on my previous video, I always feel super unmotivated and uninspired during winter time. And that also applies to food. I feel like I just don't have the same energy or inspiration to cook every day. And so every time I cook a meal, I always do extra so that I can always have leftovers and don't really have to worry about cooking all the time. Anyway, it's currently 11 in the morning, which means that I'm gonna start prepping lunch. I'm making a white bean kimchi soup. Honestly, I'm not sure if I could call this a soup or a stew. Either way, it's delicious and super easy to make. It's like one of the easiest meals ever if you have, of course, the ingredients on hand. And for this, I'm gonna need some kimchi, of course. Then, of course, I'm gonna use white beans, just a little bit of tomato puree, and extra cabbage. And that's pretty much all of the ingredients. Kimchi has such a strong flavor, and it just makes everything taste delicious without the need to add any other condiments. It is done. It took me less than 20 minutes. And the only reason why this even took me more than 10 minutes was because I wanted the beans to cook a little bit more so they'd be extra soft. It basically has everything that I love except rice, although this is actually really good with rice as well. Anyway, let's taste it. It's probably a little too hot, but let's do it anyway. Yeah. Woo-hoo. That's hot. This has easily become one of my favorite meals of all time. It's so easy to make and it's so good to eat during this time of the year because it's so cold outside, and like having just a warm soup, especially one that it's spicy, it just feels really nice. It's one of those meals that it's good for the body, good for the soul, good for the mind. Yeah. That's why I've been eating this like multiple times a week. Today I'm gonna be kind of meal prepping a little bit. Yesterday I went to the supermarket to restock the fridge with new veggies, and I want to make a big tray of roasted veggies so that I can have always something on my fridge to whip up like a rice bowl. One of the things that I've been eating most frequently are rice bowls. I think I have rice bowls pretty much every single day, sometimes at breakfast, sometimes at lunch, sometimes at dinner, it doesn't really matter, sometimes twice a day. It's literally the most filling meal ever, and it's so easy to do, and you can get really creative with it. For me, the perfect rice bowl needs to have a lot of vegetables, some cooked and some raw. And I also like to have something pickled or fermented, some protein like tofu or tempeh or beans, edamame or something like that, maybe a fried egg, fresh herbs, a nice sauce, and of course perfectly cooked rice. And you can get really creative with that because you can easily switch up the rice, switch up the veggies. I always try to have like something savory, something spicy, something sweet. Of course that doesn't always happen, but that's what I aim for. And of course we're gonna have a rice bowl for lunch today. I'm gonna prepare 2 different trays of vegetables that I'm gonna roast in the oven. And they're gonna have different vegetables with different seasonings. So for the first tray, I'm gonna cut some carrots, beetroot, shallots, garlic, and I'm gonna season it with salt, pepper, sweet paprika, ground chili flakes with lime, and a drizzle of olive oil. first tray to the oven. Now for the second tray, I'm gonna cut some eggplant, zucchini, and I'm gonna season it with this super amazing sauce made with soy sauce, garlic, ginger, maple syrup, and mandarin juice, pepper, sweet paprika, and cayenne pepper. This smells absolutely incredible. Actually, fun fact, I used to hate beetroot until one day I ate it roasted in the oven with other vegetables, and I absolutely loved it. So now I'm kind of having a moment with it. When it's roasted, it kind of loses that dirt flavor and it just becomes really sweet. And I absolutely love it now. I mean, I haven't tried eating it in any other way so far, but I definitely want to make some experiments in the future. Such a gloomy day. Another day, another rice bowl. Today I'm having the eggplant and zucchini roast, as well as some broccoli and cauliflower, and an omelette with cilantro. So here it is. Let's try it. Oh my god. This chili oil is everything. Team. Estás com fome? I think later today I'm gonna make my favorite pumpkin lentil soup.
I love making this soup. It's delicious and highly nutritious, and it's perfect for when my appetite isn't really at its best. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I do struggle with my appetite levels. If I don't remind myself that I have to eat, I can spend hours without eating anything. It's not that I don't get hungry, because I do. It's more like I just don't feel like eating anything. And so when that happens, I turn to soup, usually this lentil soup, which is pretty easy to make.
Today I'm making one of my recent favorite dishes, and it's inspired by this West African dish called red, which is a spicy black-eyed bean stew with tomatoes. Emphasis on the inspired. The first time I had red was at this food truck that served only West African food. It was located at Hakashamarkt. For some reason, it's not there anymore, which I'm very sad about because me and Zé absolutely loved going there. Actually, if you live in Berlin and you know the food truck I'm talking about, can you tell me if they changed to a different place? Because I've been trying to search online, but I haven't found anything about it. So if you know, please do let me know in the comments because the food there was so freaking amazing. The stew itself is quite easy to make. Basically onions, garlic, ginger, and chili. And I'm using a couple of these small dried chilies. Tomatoes, I'm gonna use canned tomatoes because at this time of the year you cannot find good fresh tomatoes. And of course the black-eyed beans. I'm using these very small black-eyed beans that my mother-in-law actually sent me from Portugal. They're so delicious. Traditionally this dish is served with fried plantains, but I don't have that, so I'm just gonna have this with a side of rice. You start by sauteing the onions, then you add in the garlic and the ginger, and then the chilies and the tomatoes. Let that cook for a while and then add the black-eyed beans and some water. I've decided to throw in some spinach last minute for the greens. Anyway, let's taste it. Let me get some rice. The quality of the beans definitely makes an impact. This is delicious. They're so soft and sweet in a way. It also has the perfect amount of spiciness. I can't stop eating. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this format, or if you prefer the traditional what I eat in a day or what I eat in a week videos. I am gonna enjoy the rest of my lunch and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!